Gentlemen, let me ask you something straight up. Have you ever found yourself in a moment of intimacy, full of anticipation and excitement, only to feel your confidence slip away because your body didn't cooperate the way you wanted? Maybe your erection didn't last, or maybe it just wasn't as strong as it used to be. You tried to push the thought away, to focus, to recover, but that disappointment lingered. It can feel like a betrayal. Your mind is ready, your heart is in it, but your body seems to be working against you. For many men, this silent frustration becomes a source of anxiety, embarrassment, and even avoidance of intimacy altogether. But what if the solution didn't come from a pill, a supplement, or some expensive device, but rather from your own body, a set of simple, deliberate movements that can rebuild your control, restore blood flow, and revive that lost confidence? There's a powerful yet often overlooked group of muscles that plays a key role in male performance: the pelvic floor. These muscles are the foundation of your sexual and urinary function, and when trained properly, they can dramatically improve erection quality, stamina, and control. Yet most men never learn how to strengthen or relax them effectively. Instead, they turn to quick fixes that might offer temporary results but never solve the underlying issue. Understanding and mastering the pelvic floor is not just about improving sexual performance. It's about reclaiming full command over one of the body's most fundamental systems. The pelvic floor muscles act as a supportive hammock at the base of the pelvis, holding up your bladder, bowels, and reproductive organs. They are intricately connected to your prostate, your urethra, and the arteries that feed blood into the penis. When these muscles contract properly, they help trap blood inside the erectile tissue, maintaining firmness and control. When they are weak, blood escapes more easily, and sustaining an erection becomes difficult. Conversely, when they are too tense, they can choke blood flow, leading to short-lived or uncomfortable arousal. True control, therefore, is not about brute strength, but about balance, the harmony between tension and release. The misunderstanding begins with the way most men approach pelvic floor training. They hear about Kegel exercises, usually in reference to women after childbirth, and assume that the same technique applies to them. They clench their muscles repeatedly throughout the day, believing that more squeezing equals more strength, but this approach is misguided. Imagine flexing your arm all day without ever stretching it or letting it relax. The muscle would become sore, tight, and eventually weaker. The same happens with the pelvic floor. When you overcontract without learning to release, you create excessive tension that blocks circulation, creating the very problem you're trying to fix. The right approach begins with awareness, learning to identify the correct muscles. These are not your abs, thighs, or glutes. The muscles that matter here are the ones that help you stop your urine midstream or make the penis lift slightly when erect. Locating them is crucial because many men unknowingly activate the wrong areas, wasting effort and causing unnecessary strain. Once identified, these muscles must be trained systematically, combining controlled contractions with deliberate relaxation and stretching. This balance allows for healthy blood flow, flexibility, and coordinated control during both arousal and rest. Scientific evidence strongly supports this method. Multiple studies in urology and sexual medicine have shown that consistent pelvic floor training can restore erectile function in a significant number of men without the need for medication. In one clinical trial, nearly 40% of men who performed these exercises regularly for several months regained normal erectile performance, while over a third experienced major improvement. These are not placebo effects or temporary fixes. They are structural changes in the way the body manages blood flow and muscular coordination. The results stem from teaching the body to do what it was always capable of doing naturally. But effective training requires more than simply knowing the exercises. It demands consistency, patience, and proper form. A typical program involves cycles of contraction and relaxation. Start by engaging the pelvic floor for a few seconds, as though you are stopping the flow of urine, and then releasing for an equal amount of time. This rhythmic pattern builds endurance and awareness. Over time, the holds can be extended gradually, and additional movements like deep breathing and stretching can be incorporated to enhance flexibility and circulation. Breathing plays a critical role in this process. Many men tense their abdominal muscles and hold their breath while performing pelvic exercises, which only increases internal pressure and reduces oxygen flow. Instead, slow, deep breathing through the diaphragm helps the pelvic floor move naturally with the rhythm of the body. When you inhale, the diaphragm lowers, and the pelvic floor should relax. When you exhale, both gently contract. This synchronization not only improves oxygenation but also calms the nervous system, reducing anxiety and improving performance under pressure. Relaxation and stretching are equally vital. Just as an athlete stretches before and after a workout to prevent injury and improve flexibility, the pelvic region needs release to function optimally. Gentle yoga poses such as the happy baby or deep squat help lengthen the muscles, relieve tension, and promote relaxation. Foam rolling, or using a small therapy ball under the pelvis, can further release tight spots that restrict blood flow. When this flexibility is combined with controlled strength, the result is a pelvic floor that supports endurance without strain, allowing for stronger, longer, and more comfortable erections. The benefits of proper pelvic floor training go beyond sexual health. These muscles are integral to bladder and bowel control, core stability, and even posture. Weakness in this area can contribute to urinary leakage, premature ejaculation, and lower back pain. Strengthening the pelvic floor improves intra-abdominal pressure management, supports the spine, and enhances overall movement efficiency. Many men report not only improved intimacy, but also better balance, reduced discomfort in daily activities, and greater confidence in their physical presence. Confidence itself plays a critical role in this journey. Sexual performance issues often create a vicious cycle. Anxiety leads to physical tension, which worsens the problem, which then fuels more anxiety. Breaking that cycle requires both physical and psychological retraining. Pelvic floor exercises provide a tangible way to regain control, giving men something actionable and empowering to focus on. Each repetition is not just a physical movement, but a signal to the mind that the body is capable of improvement. Over time, this builds self-assurance, reducing performance pressure and restoring natural confidence in intimate moments. It is also essential to understand that the pelvic floor does not operate in isolation. The muscles of the abdomen, hips, and lower back all interact with it as part of a larger system. Neglecting these surrounding regions can limit progress. Gentle strengthening of the core, along with mobility work for the hips and lower spine, enhances overall pelvic stability. When combined with regular cardiovascular exercise and a healthy diet, these routines improve circulation throughout the body, supporting not only erectile function but also heart health, hormonal balance, and energy levels. Another important consideration is the role of lifestyle factors. Smoking, excessive alcohol, poor sleep, and chronic stress all reduce blood flow and damage the delicate vascular and nervous systems that support erections. While pelvic exercises can rebuild muscle control, they cannot compensate for consistently unhealthy habits. To achieve lasting improvement, men must view this as part of a holistic approach to wellness, one that nourishes both the body and mind. Proper hydration, nutrient-rich foods, and adequate rest are fundamental. Mindfulness practices, meditation, or even regular walks can help manage stress and support hormonal equilibrium. Consistency is the cornerstone of success. These exercises are not something you do once and forget. They require daily commitment. Fortunately, they are discreet and simple. You can perform them while sitting, standing, or lying down. They take only 5 minutes a day but deliver profound benefits when practiced regularly. Within weeks, many men notice improved control and firmness. Within a few months, the transformation can be significant, not just in physical performance, but in the renewed sense of vitality and confidence that comes with it. What makes this approach so empowering is that it restores function from the inside out. Pills may temporarily enhance blood flow, but they do nothing to strengthen the muscles that sustain erections. In contrast, pelvic floor training corrects the underlying imbalance, allowing the body to function naturally again. It's not a shortcut. It's a sustainable solution rooted in physiology, and the beauty of it lies in its simplicity. No side effects, no dependency, just a return to the strength your body was designed to have. There's also an emotional dimension that should not be overlooked. Many men equate sexual performance with identity and self-worth. When challenges arise, it can feel deeply personal, even isolating. But these issues are far more common than most realize, and they often stem from physical causes that are entirely reversible. Addressing them openly and methodically through exercises like these transforms vulnerability into empowerment. It shifts the narrative from shame to progress. from loss to restoration. Imagine approaching intimacy with the calm confidence that your body will respond as it should. No anxiety, no hesitation, just connection. Imagine waking up with stronger morning erections, having better bladder control, standing taller with improved posture, and carrying yourself with quiet strength. That is the outcome of consistent pelvic training. It's not merely about improving one act of performance. It's about enhancing the quality of life in a deeply personal and lasting way. When men take control of their pelvic health, they often notice ripple effects throughout their well-being. Better circulation means more oxygen to tissues, improving stamina and energy. Enhanced core stability supports better athletic movement and posture. The relaxation techniques learned through breathing and stretching translate into reduced stress and better sleep. Even relationships improve, not only through physical satisfaction but through the confidence that comes with knowing your body is capable and reliable. Ultimately, this practice represents a return to balance, strength without rigidity, control without strain, confidence without arrogance. It reminds us that the body thrives when treated as an integrated system, not a collection of parts. By training the pelvic floor mindfully, you cultivate awareness of your own physiology, teaching it to respond with precision and ease rather than tension and uncertainty. The commitment is small, a few minutes each day. The reward is immeasurable: renewed vitality, restored confidence, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing that you've taken control of your own health. Every repetition is a declaration that you refuse to accept decline as inevitable. You are rebuilding from the foundation up, not just for today, but for the years ahead. So, gentlemen, the challenge is simple. Begin tonight. Take 5 minutes for yourself. Locate those muscles, contract, release, breathe, and stretch. Do it daily. Be consistent. Over time, you will not only feel the physical transformation but also the mental shift, the calm assurance that your strength, your control, and your confidence are firmly in your hands. This is more than an exercise. It is a practice of restoration and respect for your own body. The path to lasting vitality does not lie in external fixes, but in mastering the power that already exists within you.